Welcome everybody to the Daily High on this Monday morning. Hey Tone, how are you, mate? How was your weekend?
Good weekend. Those that follow me on Instagram saw that I was like drinking beer at a festival all day on Saturday. That was fun. And yesterday, just chilling at home, relaxing, uh, keeping an eye on the markets.
Yeah, me too. And speaking of the markets, we can go into the trade, or I can just meander a little bit longer for try and get this price up. The price was really interesting over the weekend. Almost as soon as we entered that trade, and I went 7x leverage, it started to deteriorate in price and we started to sink. And I woke up this morning and I was a few $100, maybe $100.50 down, and I was like, oh no, here we go. But the price has recovered, thankfully, and my P&Ls ain't that bad. So, Tone, let's call it. You won. You
Yep.
won by losing.
And let me just adjust the P&L real quick. We will
Yeah.
take a look at the current price. My P&L is down about $7. I was like hoping it was 5 like it was a minute ago, so I can stick to round
Yeah.
numbers. I can round it off. I'll go down 10. We'll do 12.85. I'm gonna assume there's some trading fees involved here. There we go. So my
Yeah.
P&L is adjusted, and then we'll do the rest at the end of the show.
All right. I'll do mine.
How
Yeah.
was how was your P&L?
Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look. I haven't checked it in the last few minutes. I was really, really hoping. I was really, really hoping we'd get above, just above. I said to the toilet, well, I have to go to the toilet or something, try and waste time because I wanted this to get above that blue line so I would win the competition. But once again, she's really, really close. I lost $13 on the trade.
All right,
So
let's call it 15
all
for
right,
each.
all right, we'll call it 15.
905.
905 starting. All right,
Oh,
that
it's
it could have
15
been.
now. There it is.
Yeah, I've changed it. Yeah. It could have been a lot worse. As I said, like we opened the trade here and it just deteriorated. And today really helped me because yeah, down here, I think it was, man, it must have been minus $100 or something. So I'll change the board. I go down, but you don't go up because you didn't have a winning trade. So
Correct.
let's
Yes,
do
I
it.
still had a losing trade, so I don't actually move up, but we're back at the same level. Wow, this is interesting. But I think as the P&L changes,
We are
this is gonna
still,
get
sorry, man.
yeah, no, this is gonna get very interesting with the P&L changing because had you put on a 6x trade and a 6 leverage and I had a 3 leverage, based on my P&L, I that might not have been enough. So we'll see where this
Oh,
goes.
yeah.
And after we entered the
Good
trade, like
point.
my whole point of lowering the leverage was I was not confident that this weekend was going to do much. And I was like, man, why did I even do 3x leverage? Why didn't I just go spot? So it's
Mm,
interesting. So I'm gonna really mix it up going forward. And but yeah,
yeah,
let's
me
go to the
too.
charts. You wanna go first today?
All right, mate. I'll go first because I haven't got all that much, so we can get through this pretty quickly. All right, as I turn float off. Yes, we're on the deck. We'll start with the weekly time frame. We'll work our way down. This candle is bugging me because it's obviously wrong. Like obviously the candle opened here. This whole part should be green right now. All good. The blue line represents the trade that in the real world I'm actually in, and it's a sizable position, which I held through the whole weekend as well. Yeah, I thought that I thought that as the day would come to close, that it would regain. And it tends to have a nice end of the week for a bullish setup or a bad week for a bearish setup. And we finished the week strong. I I actually really like where we're sitting here, to be honest. I really like where we're sitting here. Back in above probably the mid part of the consolidation, if you exclude the blow off top here. I really like this, and Tone will talk more about the MRI in his analysis. But for next week, maybe not this week, I'm really, really, really interesting. I think Tone will probably say that we're in a waiting period this week, but I really like next week if we can start to close above this at 33, a 43.8 area. If we close this week's candle above that, I really think we're setting up for something good here on the weekly time frame. The daily time frame is much the same. We had like the bullish cross here. We came back down, retested the cluster area, and we're sort of stuck in this range. I don't hate this position. Once again, if we start to get above that 43, 300, 43 and a half, and I'm seeing some good area to move up into here. But this is still, unfortunately, kind of in that range where, yeah, like yesterday, this didn't look good, and today it looks good. I don't like to trade like that, where it's yesterday I was kind of not happy, and today I'm happy. That signifies a range, and a range is not where I really like to be. I really want to see this thing crack out of here. On the 3-day time frame, as I jump up higher a little bit again, I really like what the 3-day looks like, especially with when this candle will close tomorrow. We start to close this candle green. I really, really like it, to be honest. And the fact that we pulled back down to the 7, we're above all the moving averages on the 3-day time frame. That's a signifier of good things to come for me. And yeah, it can turn bad and ugly quickly, but what more can you ask for on the 3-day time frame? You're above all 3 or 4 if you include the 200, all of my moving averages. That's as happy as I want to be there. I'll just finish off quickly with the 4-hour time frame, but it's much the same. We've built a bit of a consolidated range, but I like where we are from this point. Tone,
Can you go back?
that's
Can you go back to the weekly?
yeah,
No.
yeah,
Just
sure.
stay on your chart stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you mentioned that you are in a trade as of that blue line at 43,120. I'm assuming
Yeah.
that's a leveraged long trade, correct?
Yep, it's a hundred thousand 100,000 position contract position in a 3x leverage long position. That's right.
Right. But at the same time, this is what I want to make clear to people. At the same time, the alpha numerics indicator is clearly bearish right now. So the zero leverage trade that you have on is to the short side, correct?
This is why I really want to promote the video that I made, the tutorial video that I made about managing different positions, and I really urge you to see that, because I'm in multiple positions. I'm long. I'm spot long from 17,200. I'm spot long from 27. I closed out leverage longs that were open at 27. There, I'm thinking about getting back into them, and some of it with 100,000 I have gotten back into. The bot remains short, but that's a very long-term investment bot. The bot thinks about time differently to a trader thinks about time. It's thinking long term. I'm not worried about that, but I'm not short in any position other than my bot. This is either in
Right.
cash or in spot positions that were entered way lower. Nothing to do on them.
Yeah. So I just wanted to make it clear to people. Man, I would be. I know you got to trust the bot, and I'm sure I'm going to be in these kinds of situations once the MRI bot is made. But man, these two spikes that you see, the MRI, the second consecutive weekly MRI spike, all the way up, the spike, and then the down spike 2 candles later, really screw with the SARs, with the one part of your indicator that uses SARs. And man, this spot short position in the bot, it's got a long way to go before a stop loss. Does that concern you?
Look, it doesn't concern me because there's not much on the line. Like at worst, from to right now, we're looking at about a 12% drawdown if we crash through that SAR and close. If we crash through today, bang, and close here, right? We're looking at a 12% drawdown in the account. That's reasonable for me, to be honest. And I don't see that happening. I don't see us crashing through it this week. Every single week, this gets lower and lower. We might lose 5% in the bot. We might lose nothing in the bot if this just consolidates for a long period of time. If we crash down lower, blah, blah, blah. It's not a concern because it's one part of my portfolio. We just had a big win. We might give some back, but it's a systematic approach to trading. And it's been sensational. So what can I say? That part of my portfolio is trusting in the bot.
All right, sounds good. All right, let me jump on screen share and we go from there. All right, I'm gonna zoom out to the weekly scale. I like the weekly chart here as well. I would love to see more consolidation this week. Current week's candle to be similar to last week's candle. And then next week would be a weekly green star candle. Basically, I want a similar dynamic to here, candle 1 and 2, the way you see it right here back in mid-November. Would love to see something similar, and I would be massively bullish in that case, anticipating probably upwards of 50,000 at some time before the halving. Let's go to our allocation chart. The allocation chart has flipped to 100% bullish based only on Consensio. You see the moving averages are close to flipping over. Wow, this candle is going to be done tonight. So tomorrow, if we open at current price, the moving averages will be flipped, and the 100% allocation will absolutely be justified. Now, here's the daily chart. You can see the volume is completely dried up on a daily chart. I find that interesting, but it was the weekend. Let's see if this week is going to amount to something. We have a green star candle on a daily scale that's back above the 50-period moving average. And that's pretty promising. However, this is another one of these trades that I really, really like. You have a very, very weak downward sloping trend line. Your price is now sitting above the 50-period moving average that has completely flatlined. That's the 50. This is the 20-period moving average that is starting to rise. So the crossover will come. Now, once we break above that swing high that we established on January 29th that happened to break the daily MRI resistance line, I become bullish, not crazy bullish, because we do have resistance at around 44,000 is resistance. But right here, right now, I'm feeling super confident that at the least we're going to challenge some of these other swing highs. I don't think we're ready to challenge the $47,000 high yet, but I think we're ready to challenge these highs. In addition, there is a pretty steep trend line moving up here. And once again, the most important thing is happening right now on a daily scale. You have a beautiful defined stop loss. That defined stop loss is the 20-period moving average, which starting next candle is going to start to rise fairly quickly. And that is the relaxed version of the stop loss. The more conservative version of the stop loss would be the swing lows of the weekend. So last night's swing low and the Saturday's swing low. So this creates
can you put that line exactly on your 30 there, on that moving average, that blue line, and then later on when you go into the 4-hour time frame, it'd be very interesting to see if that is almost exactly on your MRI support resistance area, or there's great confluence there between the daily and the 4-hour time frame, I would say.
All right, I'll go take a look. It's at, I mean, I don't flip times. I go to different charts, but the price is 41,900. 41,900 is where that moving average is. So these are your very clean defined stop losses. And with a stop loss like this, I'm comfortable going higher leverage in any shorter term trades because the stop loss is so well defined, which is incredibly important. Let's go to that 4-hour chart. We have that MRI support line and it's at 41.8. So just $100 lower. And then you have another moving average at 41,950. So that daily stop loss is basically just above the samurai support line. I did not even realize that the drop that took place on January 31st just touched the MRI support line and bounced right off of it, made a slightly higher high. Man, the moving averages got a chance to catch up. I really think that if this was my line, because I don't need the price to close above this 4-hour swing high. Closing above this 4-hour swing high is good enough for me. So once we break this line, I would expect a very, very nice continuation here. The MRI is just getting started. We just got the green star candle on the 4-hour chart. Everything is coming into line that Monday is going to be a good day.
Yeah, and
Well, Monday for us in the US.
yeah.
For you,
I'll be in bed.
the day is over in about 2 hours.
Well, I just go to bed and wake up, and before I check my phone, send a little prayer to God or something to that it's happened throughout my night, you know. But that's what you've just described right there is exactly the reason why when we came down back and got near again and put in a higher low, I didn't freak out and close the real position I was in. I just kept the stop loss at where it was and just rode through it. I was happy. I had a defined stop loss. It recovered, and now I'm feeling pretty good. Again, I'm in profit again.
You can see the futures market so far on this Monday is just, hanging in there. But I think once trading starts, it's looking good. We had a green star candle following the huge rally on Friday that had to do with Facebook and Meta earnings. Meta earnings now. I can't believe they changed the name. And yeah, this is looking like it's going to be a run-up for another MRI. It's not going to be a second consecutive because the number one red right here, which in a way is actually clean. It was a clean price flip, a nice 1 to 4 candle correction, and then bam, we're back over to the upside on the S&P. So this looks nice. I mean, the market was too strong for even a proper pullback. Of course, when the market doesn't properly pull back, it leaves gaps. And these are the types of gaps that always scare me. It's not the CME gaps that scare me. It's these types of gaps that scare me. So that means if the stock market does go significantly higher and top out on the next MRI top, because we never properly pulled back over here, this area is still potential pullback point.
And that little pullback we had off the MRI top, that was all the bots firing on Jerome Powell's speech and everything like that as well. You know?
Correct. And that's exactly what I said. I mean, the market just had a hissy fit because the market is too strong and robust, and there's no reason to lower rates. And for some reason, everyone had a hissy fit over it. And I said that people were going to get over it within 48 hours, and they got over it within 24 hours.
Yeah, mate, you called that spot on. You called it spot on.
People are asking how long will it take to have options on Bitcoin ETFs? Probably not long. I mean, based on how much volume these suckers are trading, especially the BlackRock one and somewhat the Fidelity one, I say the BlackRock ETF could have options as early as next month.
Wild.
All right. Anything else we want to cover here?
Yeah, just bring up Meta on the monthly for a second, because it's probably the best call I ever made. Not dissimilar to your call on the S&P 500 in the last 12 months, but I can't get over this. If you go to the monthly time frame on Meta.
Why not the weekly?
Well, the monthly, I like monthly for stocks because I don't trade stocks as much as I invest in stocks, and
Gotcha.
just trust me.
Right,
This was part of my.
but this is awesome, right? The MRI almost called the bottom on the weekly, missed it by 1 week. I always wait for the strength. It also came on a green diamond, and on a monthly, I don't think the MRI would show me much on a monthly. On a monthly, the MRI was not great.
This green diamond on the monthly on Meta. This is how long ago we're talking. That was in my present. I bought this position about 3 or 4 days before Bali Financial Summit. That's how long ago it was. And this was in my presentation. Tone, if you recall, you were sitting front seat in my presentation. Where was the price? It was at almost the opening of that candle. Like it was, I'd be so interested to see.
So the Bali Financial Summit in 2022 started, I believe, on the 7th of November. And you did your presentation on like the 8th, or I think it was the 2nd or 3rd day. So no later than the 9th of November, you did a presentation at the Bali Financial Summit. And I clearly remember you're talking about buying Meta. right here on this week talking about this monthly chart. Yeah.
Because it was like 3 or 4 days before that I bought it. And just go back to the monthly for a second. This this
Mhm.
is this is this is the kind of call. You don't have to be right all the time as an analyst, but like a couple of good calls like this, you can really hang your hat on. Like, what's the measured move from the opening of the monthly candle there where we got the green dot, and that's reverse candles as well.
I know that's exactly
I
why I'm flipping it, right? Because I like the reverse. It's really crazy how this is Matt's alphanumerics indicator, and I'm very happy he put that reverse together. He probably did it for guys like me, right? It's the only
yeah, I
reason why
did.
the reverse is there because you know how I trade. You've been watching my videos for like a decade.
Well, I put the reverse in for guys like you who wanted to buy a bottom, but into more strength as it moves
Right.
up. But the other reason I put it in is because I really like the diamonds or the red diamonds. I want the red diamonds. I want to hold. It'll make the red condition on the normal. On the normal, and then you put on reverse, and like when it's coming back down, I want to sell when it's coming back down. The same
Right.
strategy as you buying on the way up, but I want to let that once it hits the red, I want to let it run and run and run. And then when it starts to come back down, I want that red diamond. But like, what's the measured move there? From that candle, the monthly candle
Probably
close at the
about
bottom there.
70% down. 75.
Yeah. And then what's it on the way up?
Oh, since then?
Yeah. That
Oh,
that
this thing
that
is up.
since
Oh, this
Bali.
thing is up like 200%.
Since Bali.
Oh,
You,
way
you
over
missed you,
200.
you
Shit.
missed the one. Yeah. I
Three,
know the answer.
almost
Yeah.
400%.
There, my Telegram, my Discord group has been lighting up about this because quite a few people took this trade back then. They're still holding, and I'm still holding. So that's a really proud moment for me at Alpha
Now,
Metrics. A really
now
proud
I
moment.
would have gotten out on the MRI top here, but
Yeah.
I would have considered getting back in at the end of November of the following year on a new green star candle, or at worst, waited for the following candle to break the MRI resistance line. Either way, this would have been hard for me to enter though, because the MRI was not conducive for me on a monthly scale. On the weekly scale, it was great. But on a monthly scale, I'm hesitant. So I'm potentially getting in on this trade late. But hey, so what if I get in at
So what?
150, right?
So
You go
what?
from 150 all the way to 300, you still doubled your money. I'm exiting and then I can go back in. But on a weekly scale, the MRI was pretty good on a weekly scale, where again, I would have my alphanumerics in with the reverse. It gets me in, gives me extra confidence here. MRI was off by one candle. I tend to be okay with that. It worked nicely the time before. And on the way down, these are my areas of take profit, and the green stars are areas of coming back into the market.
Yeah. See, the way I look at stocks is if I go to like the S&P 500 and look at the best stocks, the most blue chip stocks you could find anywhere in the world, like, and you've got them all on your list on the side there. If I look at the absolute premium stocks and then go to the monthly time frame and then find like a once in a generational buy like that, I never want to lose that position. Like that, I got the buy. I got the buy. Like, so I don't want to trade this. This could be in 10 years still the right spot to have been in, do you know?
Well, here is Netflix also looking at alphanumerics monthly, and you can see the big crash following a red star candle. It didn't quite make it to my MRI monthly buy, but hey, another beautiful green diamond right here. I'm assuming the green diamond showed up on the big red candle.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
already have an intuition of how it would trade, but once again,
Yeah.
I would wait for the reverse. And while Netflix did not go to new highs yet, buying it off the reverse green diamond still got you, tripled your money. Now, the green
Mm.
diamond wouldn't have shown up until probably halfway through the candle or something. I'm
Uh,
guessing.
well, that's I don't know because it's in the reverse. Like you that's why I like the regular ones for on
Yeah,
the
it
buy
might.
side.
Yeah, it might be, towards the end of the candle, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep. That's right. That's right.
160% in a year and
Mhm.
a half, still good.
Still good. Still good. Yeah. Anyway, well, that's the end of the show for tonight. Let's put our trade on.
All
I'm
right,
really
let's go to
interested to
trade.
see.
All right, let me open my charts. Go ahead and do your trade.
All right.
Oh, very interesting. So we're right at the line where it's the same
Oh,
price as
motherfucker.
we entered the last trade,
I
43,
would have
200.
I would have won. I would have won the trade right now.
You know, I've had this problem a little while ago. So we're gonna
Yeah,
leave the
yeah,
price
yeah.
at 43, 200. It looks
Yeah,
exactly the same. So
yeah.
did you put in your you adjusted your P&L, right?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And you put in your leverage?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have, yeah.
Right. So your P&L should be like 905 or something, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So I am actually super confident that we are gonna go bullish. And I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna leave the long. I'm gonna up my leverage back to 5. I'm hesitant to go above 5. I'm kind of upset that I had 3x leverage over the weekend. I thought that was a little bit high once we got off the stream. I am super confident we're going to go higher. Matt might go like 10 or 20x right now on a same bullish trade, but that's okay. I care more about P&L. It's okay. He's not winning the game yet. So I'm going to go 5x leverage long from 43 to 100 for the next 24 hours. Off to you, mate.
What to do? What to do? I think there's only one thing to do, and it upsets me that you know me so well already because I am going 10x leverage long. I'm ready to win this competition.
I called
Bang!
it. I called it.
You know me too well. You know me too well. I'm a
Matt's
degenerate.
ready to catch up on P&L. Now, if we're both wrong and we drop, ooh, that's gonna hurt him big time.
Let's not even discuss that. It's going to be a great week, guys. First, I just want to say one thing. I'm so sorry about the show, Trader Talks on last Friday. We rehearsed and practiced everything for the show, but we were using a new OBS software, and my internet just crashed as soon as we tried to go live and record it. So I have to work on that. We've postponed it for a week, so hopefully we can do it this Friday. This Wednesday, I have to go back to my hometown, so I'll be taking the show on the road. I won't miss a show, but I won't have the great studio. I'll be in some dungeon somewhere. Who knows? It's the countryside. Thank you. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends. Please use the affiliate links in the description below. 2bit, BitGet, 2bit's a fantastic exchange. We're bringing Blackbox to it really soon. Can't wait to bring this week's show. Let's go. Thank you, Tone.
All right, awesome.